Hey there, gang. This is another comic book unboxing video. This one picks up right where the last video left off. You may remember we kind of cut off that video mid-box because I'd spent a lot of time talking about those Star Reach comics. I'd got a little distracted by all the breastises. But we will carry on. And so if you like comic books, please do stick around. We are going to have some fun. All right, we'll get these out of the way. So, from Titties and Bush, we transition to some more wholesome gold key sci-fi. Mars Patrol. And it's an acronym, but I don't know if I know what Mars stands for. Oh, here it is. Marine Attack Rescue Service. There you go. I had a fan fiction for the Legion of Superheroes, one of my many. And in mine, Heroes was going to be an acronym, and it stood for Hazardous Environment Rescue Operations and Emergency Services. And so they were going to be like a junior science police force, much like today's Explorers, which are junior police and fire rescue divisions. So that was my pitch for that. Not that I ever actually pitched it, because DC won't accept unsolicited pitches. You can't get in at Marvel or DC unless you are somebody's acolyte. And the problem with the Gold Key Adventure books is the art was always kind of very static, not too interesting. And they had these square balloons that I found off-putting. So, but here is some more Marine Attack Rescue Service, which is kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Attack and rescue. So I guess they're going to try and kill you, Marine Attack, but then they'll patch you up, Rescue Service. So, if you get in a fight with the Mars Patrol, if you can manage not to die, you're good to go. And it looks like it's multicultural. You got what looks like a Brit or an Aussie here, and a black guy and an Asian guy, and I guess just a regular old white guy. Huh. I don't know much about the Mars Patrol, do you? We're done with the painted covers, though. This is early Bronze Age. So who would own this today? Who would own the Mars Patrol? Probably Comcast, because Comcast owns Universal Pictures. Universal Pictures owns DreamWorks. DreamWorks owns Classic Media, and Classic Media owns all of the Western publishing characters, including Magnus and Dr. Solar and Turok, and then these types of things. So I have often said that, just as Disney has Marvel Comics and AT&T has DC Comics, Comcast should launch a Universal Comics line. They are sitting on a ton of what's effectively dead properties. I mean, this Mars Patrol, this is something that even today you could easily market a toy line based on that. This multicultural sci-fi G.I. Joe thing. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's G.I. Joe in space, right? You could totally market that toy line based on that, and all you need is a comic book to kind of, remind people that the property exists. But like I said, all of everything that Universal owns, Comcast through Universal, through DreamWorks, through Classic Media, everything they own, they're dead properties. Even the Harvey characters that they own, Casper, Richie Rich. Have you seen any merch of Casper and Richie Rich lately? No. Why? Because there's no comic book. So there's a Silver Age run of Plastic Man. And this was actually kind of retroactively known as the Son of Plastic Man, and then they sort of unretroactively decided it. But now in the so-called linear verse, what's the current status quo. Phantom Stranger, we've seen a bunch of these lately. These go well, but I don't think this one is. This one's got some water damage on it. This one's a nice condition copy, though. And look at that gorgeous Jim Aparo art. I do love Jim Aparo. He might be among my very favorite artists. This one's a little bit more of a gothic romance look. But I've said today that rather than the Dan DiDio revival of Phantom Stranger, I think that Phantom Stranger could easily be revived as a kind of a horror mystery anthology, with the Phantom Stranger being a kind of a horror host. Maybe taking part in the occasional story, but more often just telling them. This one I'm going to try as a single. It's a little low grade. Well, no, I'm not actually. Look at that. It's got a big spine split down here at the bottom. We'll find a lot for that to go in. Here's the same issue, so that works out well. And Phantom Stranger meets Frankenstein. I bet that went a little better than when Frankenstein met Abbott and Costello. Probably wasn't quite the same experience for old Frank. Now we've got some Mcfarland Spidermans. These definitely sell well. They well sell. And these are in nice shape, so. Scorpion, we saw him earlier. We saw a reprint of his first appearance. He's another guy that's got to attack butt first. At least he can loop that tail around. Scorpion and Rhino. And Whiplash. Paladin. You don't see much of Paladin these days, do you? I've told you before in past videos that as a kid, this was my first Amazing Spider-Man. And that coverage is very arresting. You know, Spider-Man all chained and thrown off the side of the building. I mean, you saw that as a kid and you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I've got to look inside to see. And here's the dark color trope. You can tell which one is the good Spider-Man and which one is the evil Spider-Man, because the evil one is a darker color. So whereas, you know, in much movie and television media, you know the bad guy by facial hair, you know, the Star Trek Mirror Universe trope. In comics, you knew the bad guy by the darker coloring. Ba-da-bum is Spidey against all the baddies. 150th issue, that was a big deal. This one's not high grade, but it might be worth doing as a single anyway, just because Spider-Man sells so well. Against Sandman. Look at the webbing going right through him. Boom. Kind of a busy costume. That's not what we would picture Sandman wearing today. And here is some more Amazing Spideys. And here, I only really want as a single the ones that are in fact Mcfarland, at least a Mcfarland cover. And that one is. And that one looks like an Eric Larson, doesn't it? That looks more Eric Larson. Let's look inside. Da-da-da. Nope, Mcfarland inside, so. I was wrong. Can you believe it? That's crazy. No, you can't believe it. Why can't you believe it? Oh, it's unbelievable. This one's beat up, though. So what do you think? Can you see that? How that's all bent to hell down here? Still, it's a Mcfarland one, so maybe. I'm going to say no. I can use that to goose a regular lot. This one's kind of lowish, grade 2. We'll goose a regular lot with that one. This one's better. It's got some issues, but they're harder to. Oh no, it's got this corner chewed too. Yeah, we'll do that, Emma. We'll kick that back to lots. Here's some nice Spideys. Dr. Faustus. Is that? That's not Mephisto, is it? Who the heck is that? Spidey and Subby against the Frightful Four. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut. It looks like Aunt May, but is that Aunt May or is it Madam Web? I don't know. Dr. Doom. No, Dutch Juggernaut. I'm sorry. Upside down, he looked like Dr. Doom. But I was wrong. Tarantula doing the feet first thing and then just getting... Actually, it looks like he gets punched right in the balls, doesn't it? And that's the appropriate expression for getting punched in the balls. That's a kapow. That's kind of a... And is the scene supposed to switch around? I guess so. Still, it's weird. But it does. It looks like he smacked him right in the nuts. I'm going to do that. I'm going to list it on eBay as the nut crunching cover. Limited edition. Nut crunching variant. All right. Here's some Korvac Saga stuff, I think, with the Guardians. And I think that's some more Korvac stuff. I don't know. I forget. Boom, boom. More Avengers. This is late 70s. So this is all right in my golden age. I'm 77, 78. I'm about 9 years old at this point. Reading comic books like a fiend. You don't see many 9-year-olds in the comic book stores today, but by golly, we did then. Well, here's something a little different. What do you think of this? Munsters. And these are lower grade, but these will appeal to not just comic book collectors, but also to just pop culture fans, especially with the photo covers. So there's a little Herman Munster Fred Gwynn for you. Here's Grandpa's casket mobile. Here's Yvonne DiCarlo, Fred Gwynn. A little rust on that top staple, unfortunately, but I still think that'll sell well. Do we have a number? No, I don't think we had a number 1 here. What number is this? It's got a very number 1 look to it, though, doesn't it? It's actually number 13. Oh, and I probably should be showing you the art inside, because the art inside is super charming. I don't know who did it. Is this Bob Oscar? Oscar? Got a lot of stuff in here that's not Munsters. There we go. There's some more Munsters. I'll have to look up and see who did the art on these. That looks kind of Dan Spiegel-ish. A little bit. The heck does Herman have on his face? Somebody stamped an arrival date right there. I think that's what that is. Let me look. Yeah, June 2nd p.m. I mean, of all the, imagine you're a retailer at a comic book store, right? Oh, not a comic book store. This would have been just like a regular newsstand. You got a corner mom and pop store. And you don't want to keep the comics, because you have a limited space. You don't want to keep the comic books on the stand there for 3 months. Because, you know, it's cover dated for August, but this actually would have come out in like May. Or actually it came out in June. I'm sorry, June 2nd. And so you don't want to keep it on the stands there for 3 months. You don't have that much space. You know there are going to be more Munsters issues coming every month. So you're going to end up with 3 of them concurrently on the stands. So you stamp the arrival date on it to sort of, you know, that you can go over to the stand, you know, later. You don't have to remember what came in when. You just look at the book and go, okay, that's been there a month. Pull it. We'll stick it under the counter. And the distributor can have it back when they want it. But even so, right, because comic books back then, they weren't really thought of as being these collectible things people were going to hang on to forever. They were just they were disposable consumer goods. You read it, you might have hung on to it, but eventually would have gone thrown out, either when the kid outgrew it or when he went off to college and the mother threw it out. This one's got some pictures in it. But would you, even so, would you have put that arrival stamp somewhere up here more unobtrusively, or see, even Starboy is amazed. He's like, what the hell? I gotta lay down. This is giving me a headache. Me talking is giving him a headache. But anyway, boom, how thoughtless and careless. This is the sign of somebody who really hated their job or really hated comic books and was like, I'm going to deface this friggin' thing so it doesn't sell. Because there's no reason to stamp it right there, right over Fred Gwynn's face, right over his handsome mug. All right, so the rest of these books, I think these are ones that I, rather than being eBay rejects or unpaid for items, these are ones that I grabbed out of a box that was sitting in inventory, things that had been sorted to be sold as a multi-book lot, and I'm like, nah, I think that'll do well as a single. And I think we've got a lot of, well, I was going to say I think it's a lot of Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, but here we go, there's something else. So there's Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 196 at 10 Center. What year is this? Probably 1952, 3? 1957, so I was off by a little bit. And that's in remarkably decent shape. Here's Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger's famous horse, rescuing a little teddy bear. Little bitty teddy bear. Little bitty bitty bitty. Yeah, it's a kitty teddy bear. It's good, I think. It does have a little water damage, but, or some kind of muck on it, making it hard to look and see what issue number it is. Number 13. Ouch. Here's a very early, or not very, but pretty early. It's an Infinity cover. And there are some people who collect just Infinity covers. That's their thing. But that's number 66. Here's number 39, all the way back in 1943. And that's definitely probably a Carl Barks cover. And at this time, this might even have some Walt Kelly art in it. Somebody has drawn a W here, so maybe they knew it had Walt Kelly. And this is a wartime era book, so it's made with just one staple. That staple's kind of rusted up, but anyway, let's grab some more. So there's 1945, number 53. Pluto Chasing Thumper. Ducka Uheda Lola Brigida. Sorry, that's a Warner Brothers joke. Didn't we see this not too many videos ago? We made fun of this kind of ass art. Because that doesn't look like Donald's bill. That looks like a great big flat turd coming out of his butt with an, oh my God, look what I did expression. Oh my God, Thumper bit Donald. What a little dick. What a little dick. So that's number, I can't really make it out, 65? It's hard to see that little number on the dark blue ink. Yeah, 65 from 1946. Just after the war. Here's number 80 from 1947. Little Whirlwind Washer. Do you ever see one of these early washing machines where it was really just basically a tub with a motor under it? Take them a long time to figure out to build a box around it. What to do until the electrician arrives. Number 59, 1945. Number 64, 1946. Wow, number... That's a very tiny number. I can't even see that. What is that? 21. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 21 from 1942. It's in rough shape, but wow. And why would Donald be concerned that he's lost his the bottom part of his bathing suit? He walks around all the time with no pants anyway. What does he care? Why would he get more dressed to go swimming than he usually is? It's really stretching a joke. What is this one? This is number 24, also from 1942. That's in a little better shape. Wow. Wowzy, wow, wow. And this coming up here is the last stack. I think the rest of this is all Disney books as well. So this is from the Ralph collection. You might remember several videos ago we had lots of books that somebody named Ralph had written their name on. And here Ralph, as he did on a couple of these Walt Disney Comics and Stories books, he got creative and did one letter per letter. He'd mathed that out and figured out that would work. So this is also from 1942. This is issue, gotta look and see, I can't see that real well, 27. Boom, with the Jack and the Donald, or a Donald in the box. Jack and the Donald would be something different. This has been a very obscene video with all the titties and the gay sex and the things coming out of people's butts. This video is going to get flagged by eBay for sure. Here's number 34 from 1943 with the Gremlins. Oh, there you go. The Mad Cock issue. This is 1942. I can't see what the issue number is. But you never want to have an angry cock. Ice cold drinks. New heat wave. Well, you suppose it was because of global warming? Huh? Must have been, right? Must have been that man-made global warming. Yes, sir, by golly. That's issue 95. And this one doesn't have a bag, so I'll give you a little treat. Let's look inside. I mean, it's pretty much what you would expect from a Disney comic. This one's got some pages detached. Well, maybe it's just rolled. Bucky Bug. You don't see much of Bucky Bug anymore. Boom, boom. Number 83 from 1947. Oh, poor Donald. Look at that crazy wallpaper. People actually hung wallpaper like that at one time. Of course, people also carpeted over hardwood floors at one time. No accounting for taste. And this is a neat cover. It's unfortunately got some water damage and mold along the spine. That'll bring the price down. But I don't think you see many Donald Duck 7 Dwarf covers. Donald and Dopey dancing a dirge. That was nice alliteration. Let's bring out Stan Lee. So Stan, you like alliteration. So this is Donald and Dopey dancing a dirge. What do you think of that? Good deal. Good deal, true believer. All right, that's it. That's the end of that box. Thank you for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to get all those graded up. Those Disney books will be in a future video. Next project, sit down and do some grading videos with all the Golden Age books that I have on hand. But anyway, until the next video, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other.